All right, come on. Go live. Go live. It says I'm live. All right. Are you really live? Are you really live, Streamyard? Are you live?
I think it's live.
It is? All right, cool.
I think it is.
You better be live, Streamyard. Okay. All right, let's do it.
Hey, this is David Hayter. You may know me as the screenwriter of films like X-Men, X-Men 2, and Watchmen, but you probably know me best as the voice of Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid. And you're listening to Hawaii's #1 podcast, the Kasanova Podcast. Kept you waiting, huh?
All right, and we live, people. Welcome to another episode of Hawaii's #1 podcast, the Kasanova Podcast. I'm your host, Mekel Kasanova. I got my brother here. He back at it again for the three-peat. We trying to go for 4 years. We do this way more often than what we normally do. But I got my brother, Avidan Smith of the Avidan Smith Show of Beats for Breakfast. The man is a musical maestro, genius, and an amazing content creator. So, everyone, give it up for Avidan. And dude, go ahead and introduce yourself, man. People know who you are, but let's do it again.
First of all, I appreciate that. First of all, I appreciate you introducing me like that. But first of all, let's talk about that WWE-esque intro that you got going now. Like you coming in like you a wrestler. So I see your inspiration. I got two cameras here, by the way, so I'm so used to looking at this one. I gotta refocus back on this one. But thank you for having me on once again. I do appreciate it. For those of you who don't know, my name is Avidan Smith, host of Beats for Breakfast, ex-host of the Chillcast, which we could talk about that later on tonight. Okay. But they're the homies. They're the homies. You know, Rob Rigo, Chips and Sticks, Your Player 2, Nintendo, NX Revolution. Love them all. Appreciate you all. But definitely it's a lot. It's right now. I can just describe myself as a content creator, working on music and now getting back into digital art, which has been a ride in itself.
It's been fire, man. The stuff you've been putting out has been absolute fire.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna dive into this episode. Before we do, I want to give a shout out to this podcast sponsor, Trend Micro. This is a Trend Micro home network security. Plug it into your router. Yeah, I got to go official with it. Plug it into your router and protect yourself, your consoles, your devices, and everything else. That plugs out the way. Let's get into what we really hear about, man. How you been?
Man, I'm living good. I'm right now. I've been freer than I've been in a long time because I didn't quit YouTube, but I decided to take a different approach with YouTube. I decided, as many of you know, it's like more so as I've been growing more, even more so growing more spiritually, I've been more led to not be so busybody with YouTube. And to say the least, I could say the past 2.5 years, it was good. I met some awesome people. I met you, met the whole entire Chill Squad, the Chillcast, other people, other great content creators that I am, really cool with, and someone that I'm even friends with. And I'm really appreciative to get to meet all these people. But I look back at the past 2.5 years, I look at the skill sets that I have, and being very real and looking inwardly into myself, part of me, I'm just being honest with myself, a lot of people may not agree with this, part of me feels like I didn't allocate my time properly, and I didn't do things the way I should have. So now, instead of, woe is me and trying to make up for lost time, I've been committing myself to work even harder at the things that I've been blessed to do on this earth.
And this is something you and I have been, like, for those of y'all who don't know, this is my brother here. Like, we talk we talk a lot.
A lot.
We dive into some real stuff, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and we've talked about this for a long while, and it's just something that, you know, we both came to the same conclusion. Like the skill sets that we have and the time that we put into, you know, content creating on YouTube and trying to put out, you know, video game content, and then realizing effectively, it is an oversaturated market, but to focus our efforts on our passions. And that's been the best thing. And I'm proud. I'm going to say this. I know you don't curse, but I'm going to say it. I'm proud as hell of you, man. Like your graphic art, your music, your passion is just coming through on it. Beats for breakfast. You have been putting in the work, and that's inspiring. It really is.
I appreciate you for that. I appreciate, you know, the honor, man. And it's like, I would say, like, I say this to Mekel behind the scenes. I'm gonna say it now. I appreciate and I'm inspired by Mekel because consistently this podcast has been an example, you know, for me of what can be successful. And I'm like, you know what? There's someone that I know that's doing this. So it's like I do take, you know, notes. I do, you know, pay attention, you know, to a lot of people. And Mekel was on the list of people I do pay attention to. So, man, likewise to you, man. I'm happy with you. It's like I'm very pleased with the work you've been putting in, man. And keep working as hard as you've been, bro.
It's you know, I really want to. There's a couple of people I really want to thank that, you know, especially in the last couple of days. Especially last night. I was talking to two people. I was talking to you. I was talking to Gaming Chick that's in the chat. And I was feeling low because the one thing that in doing content creation is imposter syndrome can be real. Because you can feel like no matter how much you're doing, how much effort you're putting in, how much content you're putting out, how much you're promoting, you can really feel like you're not doing enough and nobody cares. And it is real easy to get dissuaded. And I was at a point yesterday, you know, it's a real talk, and this is me talking to you and me talking to the Gaming Chick. On the real, I was at the borderline of quitting. Just quitting podcasting, quitting content, quitting all this, because I got so caught up in looking at all these other people. It's like, oh, look, I got this product. Hey, I'm featuring on this show. Oh, I'm on G4. And I felt like it felt like it's impossible to grow and to get noticed. And it felt like what I do doesn't matter. Be it the podcast, be it the streams, all that. And in talking to you and talking to Gaming Chick, you both literally said the same exact thing to me and just drove it home that what I do matters and to focus on my passion for what I'm doing. It ain't about the clicks. It ain't about, you know, all the other nonsense, the fluff. It's about, are you passionate? You love what you're doing. And I lost sight of that. So I'm thankful to you. I'm thankful for Gaming Chick for making me refocus. Because in this field as a content creator, you really need people to anchor you.
Yeah.
You really need it, because it is easy to lose yourself doing this.
It is. It really is easy to lose yourself. And that's why, you know, as I said last night, what you do matters. And it's like you bring out different, the way you started and you expanded your podcast. It's like you don't only speak to gaming content creators. You don't only speak to gaming voice actors. You go into anime voice actors, you go into music, you go into anime composers, you go into game developers, you go into CEOs of different companies. You talk to a plethora and a wide range of people. And a lot of podcast hosts don't have that under their belt to say they have that range. Yeah, the vanity metrics and everything look nice, but as one of the people I follow on Twitter, he shout out to Larry O. He said, I'd much rather take the quote unquote slow build than the quote unquote blow up overnight approach to the music industry any day. More longevity than you just hashtag you get me. And I agree with him. I'm like, yo, fast startups often have faulty foundations. Just because you blow up overnight, there's a good chance that your foundation is not good. And also you have to think about it this way. If you blew up overnight, the pressure of maintaining your relevancy with what you blew up off. Yeah. Because that's where a lot of people get forgotten. They blew up off a gimmick and people forget about them. And that's a pool of YouTube that I never, like Chips and Chris Levi are witnesses, because I had this conversation with them plenty of times. I never wanted to blow up overnight. Like that's why I would probably not do the trendiest videos and things of that nature, because I didn't want that overnight blow up. You know, I wanted consistent growth, because consistent growth, it makes it more easy. It makes it easier for you to connect and be more personal with the newcomers to your community, to the newcomers that do come in your chat. We have live streams here and everything. It's like, I'm sure for you who do live, it's like when you see a new face, it's easier for you to maintain a relationship with that person, because it's like, oh, wow, you're someone new. And when they're consistent, it's like, okay, you're like a faithful person to come back to the community. Yeah. The thing is, a lot of people, I'm not going to say most because I don't know the numbers, but a lot of people who do YouTube today, they often dehumanize the viewer by viewing them as a number. Yeah. And that's the problem.
Had a lot of talks about that.
Yes. Yes. It's so dehumanizing to just view, oh, it's a number. And it's like, some people will say, well, you lose some, you gain some and everything. The only time I was like, I don't mind losing subscribers, I wasn't dehumanizing them. I was more so taking it as respect, because I'm like, yo, these people signed up for me and subscribed to me for gaming content. I'm not doing that no more. So if you're not interested in the type of music that I'm doing, I don't expect you to stay. And that's where I feel as though, to bring this home back to your point of you feeling lost, you found your lane. Like right above our heads, look at all these platforms your music is on. Like I'm gonna say your music. I'm used to DistroKid with these platforms. Look at all these platforms that your podcast is on.
I might get back into music. I don't know.
See, maybe. See. So I wasn't too far off. But look at where you could be found. You could be found in multiple ponds. Just like we were saying before, a lot of people focus on just YouTube. You could be found literally everywhere, and it's the same content that people are listening to. So when people are taking long trips to work, they can listen in on Google Podcasts. They can listen in on Spotify. They can listen in on iHeartRadio. They can listen in on Pandora, Apple Podcasts, major platforms where people go to listen to podcasts. So this is, I heard something outside, my bad. So this is, oh, okay, cool. So this is where I will say, it's like being a YouTuber, as we have this conversation over and over again, is nothing, how should I put this? You know what? I'll be very raw with it. Being a YouTuber is nothing special. Being a content creator is very special. But calling yourself a YouTuber ain't nothing special, because somebody who makes a video on how to tie ties, they're a YouTuber. Somebody who makes videos flushing things down the toilet, they're a YouTuber.
Or breaking PlayStation 5s.
Granted, these people get a lot of views and everything, but it's almost like, in terms of actually being able to leverage the people viewing you as a voice that can be used for future great things and future movements that can provide good for multiple communities, that leverage isn't there. Yeah. when you're a content creator, you're able to dip in and out of many different things because you are here to create, not just be on a platform and serve that platform, but you could bounce and still be able to be good. And if you had to say a great example of one would be, as much as people don't like him, Ninja. And I use him as an example because when he left Twitch, he made a huge company like Twitch, embarrass themselves and show that they were petty. One man did that. He exposed them for how they really are. And since that, I may not agree with his work and everything. I may not watch his videos, but from that, I did respect the fact that he recognized the value of his own brand. And to the homies that are watching, Gaming Chick, I'm assuming is a content creator as well, Chris Levi, Chips and Sticks, and anyone else is a content creator, each and every one of you, your brand is more valuable than YouTube.
Yeah.
If y'all need to hear that, your brand is way more valuable than YouTube. Yeah. And that's where I want to, drop that off at. It's like, it's way more valuable than YouTube. And Chips and Sticks, he's someone I pay attention to as well. Chips and Sticks is one of the few people that, he got me into making me have my own website. If he recalls, when he started out his Chips and Sticks website, I slowly went right behind and got my own website, and I was doing gaming news on my own website for a while. So, much love to you, man.
That's actually something that I was thinking about today when I can't say because of embargo what I'm working on. There's a lot of things I'm working on right now, but
got it.
I told you, but like it's there, the importance of brand building and how, I see a lot of creators, especially, Twitch streamers, people who make content on YouTube. When I go to folks' stuff or their pages on Twitter or Instagram, stuff like that, they're using their links like a streamer link, or, they got this universal link that takes you to everything. And I'm over here thinking, why don't you just have a website? You can get, you can get it cheap. You can get one where you ain't got to pay nothing. As long as you got something that shows, hey, I've got my own brand, you can go here instead of going to, this other site and you're using their link. You can use my website. Like, I built my website, the current one. I've had that since 2015. I have gone through so many different transitions on that website to make it look what it is now. And the importance of having, I've got everything there. If you want to look at my written reviews, boom, there it is. My whole blog series there. You want to know what YouTube videos I got going, boom, the whole thing's right there. You want to see my streams, I had it rerouting. Like, if you want to watch my Twitch streams, you can watch it on my website. If you want to see who I've had as guests, or you want to listen to the podcast, everything is there. If you want updates or how to contact me, it's all there. And it's like, when companies, especially if you're a creator that wants to work with companies, they value that. Because they're like, oh, he actually has invested, keyword invested, in himself or herself, or they self, however, whatever your pronouns. They're investing in themselves and they're serious about this. I'm gonna look at this. So if I can go here and I've got everything right here on this website, I don't need to click on all these individual links. It's all right here. And it makes a great impression. I was actually having a conversation. I meant to say this earlier. I was having a conversation with the PR person at Ubisoft, and they were telling me, like, having a website puts you so far ahead. Even if it's one of those like wix.com/whatever free website, just having something puts you miles ahead of having streamer links and all this other stuff. So shout out to the homie Andrew Alliance in the chat. What's good? What's good?
Yeah, I just saw him in the chat to say what's up there, man. But no, like to add to what you're saying, you're absolutely right. And it's like we had this conversation plenty of times. It's almost like it's the rental and ownership, conversation that I often say on oh, what's going on, Zero? I saw Zero in the chat. It's often the rental and the ownership mentality. And when you have your own website, that's your property. Now, whether you have a small home or whether you have a mansion, it's still yours. It's still your property. It's still your land. You paying the monthly fee for your website is like someone paying the taxes and the insurance on their house, even though they bought off the mortgage. So it's no different. But at the end of the day, a lot of people don't see just the value, like you said, in just having a website. When I did the Chilled Cow, how to make your own Chilled Cow type beat series, what I did was, and I mentioned this in the video, I'm going to mention it for you all who are watching. If anyone's interested,
plug it, man.
I'll mention it for you all. But what I did was I gave people a tutorial on how to even go to the FL Studio website to download FL Studio, and then when you have it up, you could follow along with everything that I was doing. And at the end of each video, in the description, there was a link that linked to my website, and you could download basically the finished product of what we did that day. And you could basically mess around and try it out for yourself. And everything that I used was stuff that came with the trial version that people would be able to get it off the website. Did that for 4 videos, and each video had more than the last video. So the 4th download, you have basically everything from day 1 from up to day 4. And it was something that I saw no one use just yet, but I just said, you know what, at this time I want people to look at this as me just starting off and planting a seed, because when my website grows more and more, I'm not going to focus on being on YouTube. I don't want to focus being a YouTuber. That's not where I want to put all of my chips in. Now, don't get me wrong, is YouTube a decent place if you have no other alternatives and you just needed a startup and you need a lesson on how to grow? It's okay. I'm not gonna even say it's good. I'm not gonna even say it's good. I'm not gonna even hype it up. I'm not gonna even hype it up and say it's acceptable. Yeah, it's acceptable to. And the reason why I'm saying acceptable is because I learned a lot. I learned a lot from YouTube. But when you see how much goes into your CPM, when you see how many views you have to get, when you see how consistent that you have to maintain with this algorithm, and then when you see that if you have a viewership of a certain subscriber base and they're not watching your videos, and how YouTube is telling the entire site that this channel isn't the channel for people, then you do have less control in your hands. Now, don't get me wrong. We as content creators, we're responsible if a viewer comes and maintaining their attention. That's on us. But at the end of the day, if you want to have full control and full responsibility, you got to have a website, and you have to offer something that people want. That's just the rules of business. If you want to have a website, you want people to come, you got to offer something that people want to be there for.
Yeah. And, people, well, not all, many, majority. Well, not majority, many. Just put that way. We don't know the number. I don't know the number. But most people really undervalue the importance of utilizing and making a profit too. I mean, we can talk about, Google SEO on your website, the amount of money you can make from your website just from Oh, bro. Let me tell you something. Look, let me tell you something. I just realized, and I've had this website for 5 years. within this month alone, I just realized how to add on ads, tailored ads and stuff from Amazon, how to bake it into my website from Amazon, from Google, from Best Buy, from GameStop. I looked at that and I looked at my wife and I'm like, that's a lot of money I missed. And I got a lot of traffic going to my website. I'm like,
that could be your affiliate links right there. That's how a lot of people really bank on Amazon affiliates. It's through websites. YouTube. The thing about Amazon, okay, I'm about to expose something that it doesn't matter. They don't control me anyway. So here's the thing about Amazon affiliates, and I'm not messing up. I'm not trying to take away from anyone's meal right now, but I'm just going to be honest with you. Amazon affiliates on YouTube isn't the best bet, because when you have people leave YouTube through another link, YouTube sees that, and then YouTube does not like that. That's why YouTube starts penalizing people. And watch a trend. A lot of people who do that often, they do benefit here and there. Some tech people do, and YouTube is more so okay with certain people doing it. But if they notice that people are leaving their website and going on to Amazon for whatever reason, YouTube is not the best fans of that.
Yeah, they're not.
They're not. And that penalizes that. YouTube watches that, which is something that I often tell, people, if you want to make, your money, find creative ways outside of YouTube, or find ways inside of YouTube. There's so many things that you can do to make money. A friend of mine, she was even telling me about making, your own commercials and stuff. She told me about that. There's so many different things that you can do.
Not only that, I'm bringing this again. Yes, this podcast sponsored, but I want to bring this into to picture, not the product, but just the idea of one thing that I'm noticing a lot of creators aren't doing. We're spending so much time on Twitch, on YouTube, chasing CPM trends to make pennies, right? So
pennies.
Okay,
indeed.
I'm not going to use this one because okay. So I got this. So I'm partnered with Boom Boom, right? This is a all natural Naser, kind of like a Vicks rub. So I use that. I'm partnered with them. I have done, I can do a commercial for them. And this is something I want more creators to look at. Doing partnerships. Look at partnering with companies, doing partnerships, making bang. Because I've made a commercial for this. I've made $300 doing a 30-second commercial just to put on my podcast, just doing this. I don't even want to say how much I did with that. But I found that this is an avenue that we as creators aren't really going down because we're so busy trying to chase ad revenue. It's like, no, get paid. The value of what we do is in the impact and influence, going back to what you and I were saying before, it is monumental. And there are opportunities that are just sitting on the table. And these companies, they got money. They got plenty of money. They just like the idea when people are like, oh, well, why would a company send a console to this person or that person? Because the amount of money they would spend on a PR firm versus sending it to someone to do PR for them for free.
Exactly. It's all about saving money and everything. There's so much ways. It's almost like you have to look at it as it's one big business deal. And it's like, if you see yourself as somebody who could conduct business, it's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to use the analogy. Okay. This is the advice I always give someone who's going to a job interview. Everyone's job interview and these brand deals, it's the same thing. And the reason why I'm saying it is because they're both rely on the arts of negotiation. How can you negotiate yourself to be the best deal for them? Because basically, if they're calling you in and they're willing to speak with you, there's interest there. That is like you're already there. So it's like once you develop in your mind, it's like, oh, they find me valuable. Let me not talk myself out of this. Mm-hmm. That's as simple as it is. Don't talk yourself out of it. And many people, they go into these brand deals, or many people apply for jobs and they go into these interviews with the mentality of, I need from this person, rather than how can we help each other out?
Yeah. Yeah. Now, and you know, some of the most influential creators I've seen that have been able to, you know, they've been dropping gems constantly. And I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on what they're saying is, yo, what's up, Studio Nintendo? What's good? What's good?
Yo, let's go. Nick's here. What's going on, man?
Bruh, let me pull up some. Chip said, my mentor from real estate taught me that everything is negotiable. You gotta talk. Big facts. Big facts. So, and it's this one person in particular, one that you and I both we dig his work, and it's why is it eluding me right now?
Wait.
You know who I'm talking about. I just had it and it just went away. I'm looking it up right now.
Wait,
I just had
we know his
Roberto
work.
Blake.
I was about to say Roberto Blake. Okay, I was about to say Roberto Blake.
My bad.
Roberto Blake. That's the homie. That's the homie.
Real. He drops gems.
He does
daily.
He does.
And I feel like a lot of people sleep on what he says because it's like, as far as like brand, marketing yourself, opportunities for business, he's always talking about it.
He is
always talking about it.
But you know what the problem is? A lot of people do, which is I don't like that happens and everything. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, this happens towards me a few times. This happens towards a lot of us who are in our 30s. We get quote unquote okay boomer.
Don't tell people. You mean we're the day over 21? What you talking about?
Nah. Like I'm just calling it for what it is, man. It's like it's almost like they take it as you know what I'll say, because I was there too when I was a young buck. When I was a younger buck. There we go. I'll say younger.
Okay.
Because I'm still young. I'm still very young. If I shave this off, I look like a teenager. So it's like
don't crack, baby.
But nah, like one of the things is a lot of people look at people from the older generation, mm-hmm. and a lot of the things we say is often viewed as outdated, or people look for ways to, which I don't mind. If you're able to innovate and pioneer something that's really cool, go for it, do it, and everything. But the thing about being younger, and I had to learn this lesson the hard way too. Don't let your youthfulness turn into arrogance, because that's something that I had to learn the hard way when I got older. I'm paying for my arrogance of the past now.
Do you look back on your 20s and you're like, do you ever catch yourself in a moment where you're like, why did I do that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, plenty of times. I look back at so many different things. Like my arrogance has cost me, and not just me, but other people very close to me, a lot. Mm-hmm. So that's why I had to really, and even now, I'm still growing. I'm still learning to let go of different things. Mm-hmm. So that's why I look at some of the things Roberto says, and, I hear where he's coming from. And because what he's saying is often perceived, keyword perceived as harsh and perceived as him being mean.
He tweeted about that too.
He did. And I honored him, respected that, because I go through the same thing when I'm online. I got to slow it up and check my tone sometimes. Mm-hmm. But because it's perceived as that, people refuse the knowledge that he's given. And the knowledge that he shares, man, is so valuable. It is so incredibly valuable. It's like he's definitely somebody that has helped me, look over a few things. Like one of the first pieces of advice that he gave towards me was when you go to someone else's video, basically don't just comment like any old comment. Like you should look at the comment section. This is his words. I'm paraphrasing. You should look at the comment section like it's a chat room. Mm-hmm. And you should try to be the livest person there in the chat room. And I was like, wow, that is a perspective I'd never viewed commenting on someone's videos before. So it's like when you comment on his videos, and I've learned to take it a step further. I learned to take it a step further by not only making my own comment, but reading other people's comments and seeing if they have any questions that they need help with, or they probably are looking for advice, and answering that question for them. Mm-hmm. Where you treat, and these are ways where you could treat YouTube like a real social media platform where you're actually interacting with people you don't know, but you're actually being helpful to other people. And it's not wasting your time because you're watching the content that you was there to watch anyway. So you're just taking the extra moments to see what other people are saying and speaking with them. This is how you can cause organic traffic to come to your end, where you're not so much relying on the YouTube algorithm to grow, but you are actually forcing growth on your own platform because you are becoming a voice in other people's communities.
Yeah. And that's something, God, I kind of wish I could talk to my younger self when he got into YouTube and content creating, because one of the most common things, and I still see it, and I get it. I get why people think it works, but it doesn't. It's the follow for follow mentality.
It doesn't.
It doesn't work. It doesn't. I understand people thinking that you do it and it will make you grow, but is that growth organic? Is it authentic? No. I've seen that. And you and I have talked about this before, but I've seen it in the podcasting community. There's a bunch of podcasting groups. There was one we were both in. Where there's a lot of follow for follow, retweet, like, da-da-da-da. You leave a review for me, I leave a review for you. Mm-hmm. And I'm over here like, and we both left these groups because it's inauthentic.
Yeah.
I don't want inflated numbers, but I'm looking at my stats and it don't reflect my reviews, my likes, shares. Because if it's looking off to me,
it's going to look off to the real recognize real. We see that. Right? Real recognize real. You see that off the bat, and it's like, this ain't right. Yep. So it's like that's the thing. It's like here's the thing. I've learned to, let me pull this. Let me just even pull this up. Right. It's like 1810 on account right now, which thank you for everyone who is there. I do appreciate you. Mm-hmm. But right now it's like barely any of my videos go over 100 views. And that's because of the rapid change I did. That's because of different things that I had to do. And it's like, part of me was thinking, should I just start all the way over and make a new channel? I was like, no. I was even led spiritually, like, no, grow this, regrow it. And the people who don't want to be there will leave. And the people that want to be there will stay. You want me to tell you something that happened when I started doing music that confirmed to me that this is the right move?
Go for it.
So many people were telling me that they found my stuff inspiring. like more and more people were private messaging me and saying they were inspired by this. It was inspired by that. I've had even people who haven't watched my channel in months, never been to a Chillcast episode ever in the longest, just pop up like, yo, I see you, we back on the grind, and you doing music now too? Like, they were excited. And it's like, I'm like, that's confirmation. Like, there are people who I haven't seen comment on my stuff. And when I started adding the artwork and the music, even more people started coming out. And I'm like, this is it. And then it clicked to me. I never said this. I never said this out loud publicly, but Nintendo actually is one of the few people I did say this to. So he knows, and you know this too. But when I was doing the gaming content, I was holding myself back. I wasn't my full self or being the best that I could possibly be. And a lot of it slipped into me faking different things, man. I'll tell you right now, man, I don't like, listen, man, dude, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I don't like doing. I don't like doing that, man. It's like for thumbnails and everything, man. Like faking excitement, like literally. Let's keep it a $1.50. It is 2-3 o'clock in the morning. You just finished doing all this editing, all this recording. And then you gotta make a thumbnail. Do you really feel like forcing a smile? But you know, if you don't put on that smile, a lot of people go like scroll. I played the YouTube game. I know what it's like, man. I know what it's.
Oh man, I hate it, yo. Like, we've talked so much about this, dude. I've said it. You know what? I've been, because I got a baby on the way. I'm trying to tone my language down because you know I don't want to be little rugrat running around saying, "Daddy, FFF." I'm like, wait, what you say? What? Where'd you hear that? Bruh. It's gonna be like you. Yo, when it comes to thumbnails, man, I've gotten to the point now where I hate doing that artificial, you know, the fake smile or the shock, like nobody does that in real life.
Nah,
nobody. I don't walk up in Walmart or Best Buy and I'm like, look at these headphones.
Yeah, word. It doesn't like studio. Yeah, I appreciate Studio Nintendo, but nah, like Studio Nintendo, man. First of all, let's take a moment. I want to actually appreciate, because even though you're interviewing me, I want to take some time to appreciate Nick right now. Like big congrats, man, again to Nintendo for hitting over like 1,400 subscribers. It's like the thing is, it's like they're not numbers. These are people that actually like are interested in this work. Did you see what happened? Yeah. What happened? Okay, cool. Yo, Alex.
I talked to him. Me and him were talking about it. He's like, you friends with him? I said, that's my boy. And he's like, yo, I love his stuff. Yo, shout out to Alex Mukala for that.
Yo,
man.
Alex is the man for that, man. And it's like, it was so genuine because Alex went and commented on his video.
Yeah.
And then Nick was just thankful for that. Mm-hmm. But then Nick, like, well, hold up. Nick, do I have permission to tell the story? Before I say it, do I have permission to tell the story, Nick? Because I won't tell the full story if you don't want me to tell the story. I don't know if he can text, but yeah, it's like when Nick say he's not smiling no more in his thumbnails, man. I don't blame you, dude. I don't blame you. But nah, just talk about Alex and everything. Alex was, you know, extremely kind, and it it showed me that there's power when you actually have somebody who is in the same lane as you talk about your work, because now it's like his overall viewership grew. He's getting more and more people come to his videos now. It's like he said, I can tell it. Let's go. All right, cool. So I'm at work, I'm taking care of business at my job, and then Nick texts me. It's like, yo, something's going on with YouTube and everything. I don't know what's happening. I'm like, and I go check. This man is literally 10 away from 1K. I was like, wait, what? And then I go over to Twitter because I had to do some investigation, and I see that Alex tweeted out his channel. And it's like, the thing that made me really happy about it was, this wasn't people just going to check out his stuff because Alex said so. Mm-hmm. There were people literally in the comment thread saying, yo, did you check out this video? Did you check out this video? They were literally becoming true supporters of his work. They were suggesting other songs to listen to. And that to me is way more organic. And I'm bringing that up because we were talking about sub for sub. One of the most detrimental things you could do to somebody's channel is shout out their channel. Because this happened to me. It's like, I did gain most of my subscribers through another video, but and also another good part of my growth came from raids. Mm-hmm. So when, different channels and they were done doing their lives, they would raid my channel, which that's better for Twitch than it is for YouTube. Yeah. Now raids on Twitch, those are cool. There's nothing ever wrong with raids on Twitch, but on YouTube, that started to affect my numbers genuinely. Yeah. And I made 3 videos that made over 10,000 views at a time. One of those videos had like almost 50K views. And
I remember.
Yep. And a lot of people would just keep coming to that video, but at the same time, that video wasn't representative of where I wanted to go. So it's like that live stream, that all those live people that kept on coming, it didn't do good for my channel. So it creates a lot of dead space for your content. The reason why I'm bringing that up with Nick's case is because the people that subscribed that day, they knew they were going to be there for music. And the kind of person Nick is, listen, this man, I can guarantee, everything, Lord willing, everything's still here 10 years from now. Nick will still be playing the guitar 10 years from now. Mm-hmm. That I can't say. I can't say Nick will probably be playing the same video games and everything 10 years from now, but I can say Nick will be playing the guitar. Nick will be playing the drums 10 years from now. We will be doing those things 10 years from now. And the fact that the people are there to support him for his music is major key. And I'm really happy for you, man. Like, I will always tell you that, man. I'm so happy for you. I've been like really hoping for you to hit that threshold before the year is out. And you are like literally at the line of 1,500 even now. So definitely appreciate you.
For real. And this kind of goes back to conversations I've had with Nintendo. And for those of y'all who thinking we just messaging each other on Twitter, nah, fam, we got each other's numbers.
Yeah. Yeah.
We call each other up. That's how we do. But I've had this discussion with Nick. I've had it with you, and I've had it with a bunch of other folks. And it's this, how we started off doing this, the gaming thing. We started off with, Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Let's see. Nick says, appreciate it. No, not start with the sob story. We ain't talking about me. Said facts on the numbers. We get down like that.
Yo, man, it's like, yo, like if like, granted, I'm praying things change in terms of regulations and traveling next year, because there are people that I definitely want to see. I definitely want to see next year.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I got to make my trip out to Hawaii. We got to have that cookout. Hey man, you saw what I'm making. Listen, man, you saw what I'm making tomorrow.
Where my plate at?
All right, so for everyone who is wondering, let me see if I can see that. It came out good. So this is barbecue Korean barbecue salmon that I'm making, and what else? And we got the turkey wings.
Get that out of here.
So I'm excited because I haven't cooked in a while. Bro, if you tell me go yo, that might have to be a move. Nick.
I got room. I got room. I told you I got a house.
That might have to be a move, Nick.
Like, on some real though, like what the conversation I've had with you, with Nick, and many other creators, and it's like we all started off just doing gaming because, that was the trending thing. A lot of the big gaming YouTubers right now, we knew them before they blew up.
Yeah, we did.
Like 2017, 2016, before they took off, a lot of people, let's just keep it a buck, a lot of people blew up from the Switch. A lot of people was running hard with that. I ain't got no shame. I was running hard with this too. I was running hard with it too. Yeah, it's telling me right now I need to do my Ring Fit, but
mine is over there. Stay over there. Okay.
But like we saw a lot of people blow up with it. We've all done Switch content, and in 2017, 2018, views was good. But the problem is it wasn't our passion.
Nope.
It wasn't our passion. And it's like one thing, and you and I have had long conversations about this, but wait, what'd you say? Better broad enough for everyone. Oh, okay, Amy. Okay, Amy. Chill out, girl. She likes to eat. But like, on some real stuff though, like it wasn't a passion, and it's quick to get burnt out, because one of the things that, like I said, you and I have had long for years, we've had talks about this. When it comes to the gaming community, ain't no shade we throwing on nobody, but constantly chasing the trend, constantly trying to stay up to throw a video out or a live stream out or a tweet out about whatever's going on. Oh, we got a Nintendo Direct. Oh, that's trash. Blah, 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 blah. Like the up, down, up. Look, it's bipolar with gaming. It is.
And that's why it became even harder doing some topics with the chill cats, because it's like none of us we weren't trying to feed into all that.
Mm-hmm.
As when you was a guest on there, we don't want to talk about all of the drama and everything. That gets old really fast, and it's like we rather find something that's more profitable to talk about, something that's more fun to talk about, and it's like something that it's like people could take away from. So it's like when the gaming community talks about it, I get it and everything, but it's like when you have a full-time job, you got a whole family you're taking care of, and then when you put everything down for the night, you got to turn on this camera to talk about some video games. That sounds, when you say it out loud, how does it sound at that point? When
ridiculous.
It was like, it was a great start. I will say it was a great start, but it's like, after a while, it's like, yo, I don't care. That's the words. Like, literally, listen. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I had my Blue Yeti mic, I would brought the Blue Yeti mic. I literally had takes of me just listen. Okay, this is never before. I never told anyone this, so y'all gotta have some fun. There were times that I was so frustrated with gaming content that I would literally record a take. You know what? I really don't care about this, and I honestly don't see a value in talking about this. Yeah, this is a new trailer. I'm not gonna play this game. I'm not gonna buy this game. Like, literally, I would do a take to get all the negativity out, and then, so guys, this game, and I look back and I'm like, remember that conversation we had? You look back at yourself, why did I do that? Hey, it wasn't too long ago. It wasn't too long ago. So it's like, but I do think the times I was naturally passionate about video games and everything, because there were times I was naturally passionate. There was times I was naturally excited. I'm not going to sit here and say I was never excited. There were times I was naturally excited for video games. It just becomes tiring when it's a daily thing. And yo, I had to sometimes. But the thing is, it's like, when it comes to playing those video games, man, it's like, you know what? As much as I haven't played this game, and I don't know how long I played this game, but Final Fantasy VII Remake, that was the game that kind of nailed the final nail in the coffin for me playing video games online and streaming it. Nintendo was the first person where I played like the first 3 hours of that game, and I kid you not, man, that experience was an experience that I enjoyed the experience of not being able to go live. Like, I enjoyed the experience of enjoying a game and not having to have a conversation with more than one person, because that could get overwhelming. Wow.
I'll say it. I'll say it. You ain't gotta say it. See what Nintendo says. Look, I'll just say it. Gamers are babies, trendy, elitists. They think they know everything as people, and I ain't got time for it. They can kick rocks. They smell funny too. I endorse this message. Just me alone, though.
Nick, I can't bring you anywhere, man. I can't bring you anywhere, Nick. I can't bring you anywhere, Nick. Come on, man.
Oh, damn. Amy. Gaming chick. For real, though. Sweaty ass Cheetos.
Y'all go. Let's be nice. Let's be nice. Come on now. Let's be nice. Cause nah, for real though. You know, I'll be honest. I was in that same bracket that Nick was talking about at one point. I was in that bracket. I'll be honest. I'll say it. I was in that bracket at one point. And it's like,
wait, you took showers.
Of course. Oh, that, of course. Of course, you have to take showers. You have to take a shower. But I'm talking about thinking I'm a elitist and know-it-all gamer and everything. I was there before. and during the YouTube time period, I was there. So it's like I see both sides of it, and that's why I guess it's hard for me to fully make jokes because I've been there. Mm-hmm. And it's like it's to a place where you don't even know that you're that until you get out of it. Yeah. You don't even know that you are that person until you take a step back and like, whoa, I'm tripping. And I was just so tired to keep it up, having kids tell me I didn't know anything. Nah, that much was true. I mean, we had that happen. We had that happen in Discord a few times, and I get it.
Yeah.
And Nick, that's why Nick's on it tonight. And that's why I spend less time doing it. Like the freest part to me. Remember we started this conversation. I said I feel free. Mm-hmm. That's because I've been spending less time on Twitter. I haven't been talking about video games as much. I don't even know what the game releases were for the Xbox Series X or the PS5. Like, I don't even know what came out with those systems. I just know Spider-Man Miles Morales. I don't know what else came out with it. Like, I am disconnected.
Okay, so you hit a couple nails on the head there. We're going to dive into that because I got some opinions. And my opinions, it can be a little spicy and people get offended. But right now, going back to what you were saying about, the whole thing, YouTube and, the trends and whatnot. Yeah. Right now, for people to get clicks on YouTube, that's two things that are trending in gaming. Three things. If you want to get clicks right now. One, the Belle Delphine thing. I'm not about to make a video about Belle Delphine. I don't care about her. Why do I care about her selling bathwater or getting kicked off YouTube? I don't care about that.
Wait. That was a thing?
Yeah, she was selling her bathwater. Then she got booted off of YouTube recently. They banned her. Apparently she's back. But people are making videos.
And people are making content about, okay.
You got Optimus, you got Review Tech USA, you got all these people making videos about this. I'm like, I don't care. They ain't my woman. That ain't my wife. I ain't sleeping with her. I ain't laying in bed with her. Why do I care about her? I don't. Then the other topic is going on, which I kind of have some feelings about it. And, we talk behind the scenes about it. But there's this whole thing right now going on with gaming, people using their status to get free stuff. We've had talks about that. Mm-hmm. I kind of understand. I understand both sides of it, but at the same time, I'm like, if you got to use certain things, disabilities, race, whatever, just to get something free over your talents, over your work, how is that going to, that's like overnight success. How are you going to keep that going? Because you're going to get labeled, oh, you only come around doing this to get this. People going to get that perception. Mm-hmm. And people they say the internet don't forget. It does. The internet forgets. No, it don't. It don't forget. People keep receipts. So, yeah, that's another topic that a lot of people making videos on, a lot of people getting their channels flagged and all that. That's going on right now. I'm not about to I have opinions on that topic. I ain't making videos on it. The other topic is apparently the PlayStation 5 it's noisy or has wine coil or something like that on the GPU. I don't care. I don't hear it. Why am I going to make a video on it? And this is why, and I look at YouTubers, Review Tech USA, any of these people, no shade towards them. Real Chicken got no issues with you. But any of these YouTubers that make daily videos, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes on stuff that don't matter, I could not do that, because at that point goes back to what you said about being a slave to YouTube. I couldn't do it. every single day I'm making videos on stuff that does not matter, I can't do that. And what I've noticed is when you start carving your own lane, going in your own path, you may not have that overnight success. You may not have that blow up. Hell, half the times you may feel like you're failing. You're not doing anything relevant because you may not have the views. The views I was getting when I was just all the Switch content, I don't have that now. I don't have those views. A lot of people that sub to me, and we could talk about the whole giveaway thing and how that brings false subs. But like all the people, you know, all the stuff that I used to do, and I just decided, hey, I want to do podcasts. I want to review games that I care about, tech I care about, talk to people I care about, you know, about things that I'm interested in. When I made that shift, a lot of people stopped rocking with me. I saw the shift with you when you were like, I don't really care about this gaming, like a lot of this gaming stuff. I care about this. I have a passion for music. I have a passion for art. I like creating. This is my avenue. I'm going to go down and do this. I'm going to make beats. I'm going to make art. I'm going to do this. A lot of people may have stopped rocking with you. Same thing with Nintendo. He's like, I don't care about the gaming stuff no more. I want to make music because I'm a musician at heart. He's doing that. And it's like when we all made these pivots, a lot of people stopped rocking with us because one, we're not putting out what we used to. And a lot of people, and I've had this conversation with Roberto Blake a lot. Him and I talk a lot. But we've had this discussion where you want people coming there for you.
Absolutely.
Not for what you're putting out. And coming out with content you enjoy, making it content when you want to make it, not because somebody, you know, there's some trend going on and you got to be the first to get it out. Making content that you care about, that you took the time to do, and you release it when you want to, and people like, hey, I'm cool. You got the latest video. She got the latest video. I'm going to watch it. That's what's important. I want to be there to support them. And that's so crucial. I don't care. Like, I got 11,000 subs. I'm going to say this. I look, I'm trying to tone down on my swearing. Majority of them 11,000 motherfuckers don't even come around for my videos. Keeping it a buck. They don't come around. I ain't mad at none of y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And literally, I had a quick rise last year. Because last year was when it took off and it flatlined. And that's cool. I appreciate y'all. Opened a lot of doors for me. But I'm not going to keep making content that I don't care about. If I make a video, it's something I care about. And if you rock with me, cool. If you don't rock with me, I appreciate the time you were here. Deuces.
Exactly. I want to touch on a few things that you said.
Go for it.
One of the things when you touched on review tech and everything and everyone else, the reason why I try not to speak on it because I really hold to not becoming a man between a man and their meal. And I know you're not. That's why I learned how to. I'm seeing what they're doing because I'm with you. I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't do that. So I'm with you on that. I can't do that. But at the same time, I'm not in a position to teach them how you don't have to hunt 5 days a week or 6 days a week, 3 times a day. I'm not there for that. And you know what? I'm not in that driver's seat because I don't know what it's like to have 100, 200, 800, 900,000 subscribers where you can even keep count of the people who are subscribed to the channel. So it's like, if they found a model that works for them, I'm like, hey, that's them. But at the same time, I also look at that and I reverse engineer it. I'm thinking to myself, I don't want to be somebody who's relying on 3 videos a day, even if I got the time.
Yeah. Because
this whole YouTube thing, this is what I told this to Nick, I told this to you, I told this to Chips. How many people do you know who did YouTube 10 years ago that are still making YouTube today that are successful?
Very few. Very, very few.
And it's like, you got to think about that. It's like, how many people are literally the short-term game money is cool and everything. But you know what that reminds me of? It reminds me a lot of the old school music industry, where a lot of people got a lot this easy short money. They made a lot of money in the short term. But 10 years pass, 15 years pass, and they weren't making money like that. They weren't relevant anymore. And because of that relevancy, 15 years later, they had to go back to the regular working force because they didn't have a craft, that they didn't build a foundation outside of that. So I have been taking more time to polish the things that I'm blessed to do, because it's like, I don't want to be somebody 15 years later if I start off a career, a independent contracting career, where that's not the case. I'm like, no, I don't want to be someone who, if I leave the regular working force, that's it. Mm-hmm. I want it to be done right, where I don't have to ever go back.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, that it's all in due timing. So that's why, I don't come in between their meal, but it's like, I hope for them. I hope the best for them, because I'm thinking to myself, what if just the video game industry isn't that interesting anymore? Then what? Like, where it's like, we mentioned age earlier. Imagine 10 years from now, man. 10 to 15 years from now, could you imagine like making that U-turn of blowing up that big, but making that U-turn to go back because you don't have enough for savings for retirement and everything to last you to, you don't know how long you're going to live and everything. Mm-hmm. So, and it's like, there's so many different things, man. And that's why, I try to stay grounded with, I have very few people, you included, you, Nick, Chips, even Chris Levi, and a few people that are some of the few people that I have that are helpful towards me. But I literally wanted to step back from that. So that's what I meant by I don't come between a man and their meal, because it's like, I see what they're doing and I'm like, that's how you want to hunt. That's fine by me. Now, in terms of just people using their status and everything and all that, man, let me tell you something, man.
We've had talks about this.
let me tell you something. Politics in these industries will always remain the same. But as we mentioned earlier, think of it this way. People are using their status to get free stuff, right? It goes back to that giant pond, right? Think of it this way. Everyone and that whole the trendy clicks and everything, they're at one station fishing out the same area, wherever the pond, because they're thinking this is where all the fish are at. So this is where we should go and fish, right? Mm-hmm. Ignoring this, all of the space that you can go. And the thing is, here's the spoiler alert. The pond is not YouTube. The pond is content creation. Yeah. Once you see that this is all available, you are able to do so much more. And it's all about just having a plan. It's all about just having a proper plan in place.
I was told several times recently as well that because I saw this, and I'll speak on it. You ain't got to say it. We talked about this, but I'll speak on it. This year has been an interesting one. I'm going to say interesting because it's revealed a lot of things we've seen. In the content creator space, I'm including Twitch folks, Instagram folks, and all this, YouTubers as well. When certain things happen earlier this year, a lot of people used it for their own gain.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna leave it there. A lot of people used
I know what you're talking about.
They blew up. They got check marks. They got subs. They got all kinds of growth that they could have gotten by other means. And the thing is, I'm not knocking them. If that's your hustle, that's cool. I was told that I should do that. And I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that. Because I want people to rock with me because I make good content. I want people to rock with me because they like my character. Not the color of my skin, not my sexual orientation, none of that. Because the thing is, I never want an asterisk near my name. Oh,
let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
You know, I don't want that. I don't want getting awards for things or getting platform. And I'm only getting this because I played this card. I was talking to somebody in the industry yesterday about that. Like, I don't want to, to grow to where I'm at or grow to wherever I'm going because I played the fact that I'm black or that I'm this. If that's your card, I'm not going to judge you, but there will always be an asterisk next to your name because there could have been another way you could have done it. There's always another way. That's one thing God's always taught me. There's always other ways.
Mm-hmm.
I just never, and I've been told when that was going on earlier this year, I should have done it. And I was like, no, I won't do that to sacrifice my integrity. It's not worth it for me. I was actually told recently to do that when folks did that for the Xbox and the PlayStation 5. I got both consoles from both companies and I didn't do that.
You didn't. You stayed who you are, and it's like you maintained a level of integrity, and people watch that. The thing is, like you're saying, like people think that people aren't watching this. No, people watch that. People see, these companies see who is taking the bag from this and who is trying to take advantage of a situation. A lot of people, out of respect for your podcast, I won't say too much, but a lot of people were taking advantage of the tragic events that happened around May and June of this year and using that in this as a sense of to grow. And to be honest, that's where I fell back the most. That's where I started falling back and not wanting to talk about so much. Yes, I was vocal about certain things, and I'll even go as far as to say I was very vocal, about Nintendo. And it just even showed me with Nintendo, though, it showed me a few other things. And it's like, don't get me wrong. These companies have every right to say or not say anything regarding of what's going on and everything. And that's reserved to be their right. Mm-hmm. But when I saw how the responses of these companies were, it made me just, none of these companies care.
None.
Outside of their bottom line. And even though
I got a story to share. No, you do. You say what I got something to add on because he's right. These companies don't care. If you think they care, they don't care.
They don't. And that's why for me personally, it's just like, this stuff deep down, but when it hits you like a reality check, and it's like, all right, you got two choices. You can either still play the role, play the role of the fool you've been playing, or you could switch up, change up your attitude, change up your mentality. And that's what's been happening for the last few months. If you could say from June, July till now, this change wasn't, overnight. Mm-hmm. This change started happening. I started thinking out about more things. I've been having second thoughts about even doing everything. Beats for breakfast. You see, I'm wearing a hoodie, but this is on a revamp in itself. Mm-hmm. And I decided that, you know what? I don't want to walk in this community like that anymore, because I know my voice. I look back at some of my other videos when I was doing things music related. That's where I had more genuine smiles on my face. That's where I was able to even be like naturally in my element. When I did that 30-day beat challenge, I'm so thankful for doing that, man.
It's fire. Y'all need to check it out.
Like that was something that God put on my heart to do. 30 straight days, 30-day uploads. And it was something that, you know, when I told myself, I said, you know what? I'm hope and pray this could be effective to somebody. And it is. It's like, for me, this is how you out the YouTube strings of death. When one or two people tell you that this positively affected them and inspired them, it's the best thing in the world. I'm not looking at, oh man, this ain't getting up to 100. Oh man, it's like, oh, I should stop doing this because no one likes this. And no, it's not that no one likes this, because those 40 people, listen, let me tell you something. If you was to put 40 people in that same room right now with you, what would that look like? This is still a lot of people, right? If I can't even fit 40 people in here. Let alone over there, I can't even fit 40 people in here. And that's the mentality that I started to gain. It's this bigger and smaller YouTuber in numbers is so perceptive. It is so perceptive. And if you view 20, 30, 40 people as is only this much, you lost the focus of content creating. You lost it. You got into the trap. You started dehumanizing people. You're not viewing every viewer as a human being. Because if you view as a human being, I take it as, all right, y'all, you did music before. Any of y'all been to, like, you know, jazz clubs or anything, or just small music sets and everything? Think of yourself as at a music set, and it's only like a few people there and everything, but you see someone go out on stage and everything. You count, you're important because you are a human being. You was there. The same thing goes for YouTube, even though the people are not physically there to see, that number still counts as a person who decided to either watch or rewatch your stuff. And that's something that you should always be thankful for.
Yeah. 100. And you know, touching on a lot of what you were saying, like with how this year with the tragedies, and this year has been really revelatory because it's really opened my eyes a lot to this industry, with content creating, with companies, with Andrew, you're right about that. Andrew says so those sets are so personal and intimate. They are.
Absolutely.
They are. Go ahead.
No, I was done. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, what I've noticed, and I've noticed this with the media, I've noticed this with companies, and maybe it's because I've worked at, my background is in marketing and media. And it's, how do you keep people hooked? Every time you turned on the news, it was dire. But what did that do? It made you watch. It made you hooked. Everything was blown out. Everything. If it's a tragedy, how can we blow it out and make a profit out of it? One of the things I couldn't understand is, how are people trying to make a profit off of a man that was killed in the streets? How?
You know the answer to that. We spoke about this recently.
We've talked about, yes. Yeah.
We spoke about this recently. And guess what? This is why I don't watch TV no more, because television will tell a vision.
They do.
That's why I don't watch TV anymore.
And bruh, I know this is hot. It's not spicy. It's hot. I'ma say it. This is me speaking for me, not speaking for Avidan. This is me speaking for me. But I understand in media and gaming, everyone has this massive push for representation now. Everyone wants massive push for representation, and you're championing these companies saying, oh, they've represented us. Or like saying Spider-Man, Miles Morales, has a Black Lives Matter mural in it that representing us. But guess what they did? They threw it in there to get you to buy it. They don't care. These companies will do anything for a profit. When they thought that they needed to put, what is it, the blackout thing? Remember that?
Yeah.
They all did that, or they did, all these other things. They do it because, one, you're going to buy their product. They prey on your emotions, your fears, your likes. It's media.
I'm gonna just to add to what you're saying. For one, I want to say that just for anyone listening, you're not speaking. You're not just speaking just to be speaking.
Yeah.
This was your major. This is what you majored in for school. The one thing I will say for marketing, I'm gonna tell you all, and I could talk about this when it comes to marketing.
Okay.
Because I'm not mentioning the company's name at all, but when I used to do sales, one of the things they do, and this is what they don't tell you when it comes to sales, when you're a trainee and everything, they put you out there and, you just get your sales, right? When you become supervisory level, when you start training other people, they want you to train them by the book and what their methods are. Even if their methods are manipulative, even if their methods are psychological tricks that you could play onto a customer to get them to do what you want to do, and more importantly, to impulsively make a sale on the spot, because that's how they train salesmen. I'm letting y'all know right now, that's how they do it. The goal is to make you buy on the spot. That's why every time when you say, you know what, come back another time, they'll offer you a deal right then and there so you can make a purchase on the spot. It's to encourage buying on the spot. And that's
the truth.
I'm just going there right now. So when these companies, there's another side of that. If they can't get you to buy on the spot, then they'll do something. They'll show you something to trust them. They'll build a relationship of trust to make sure that you're going to go out and you're going to trust their word. So let me give you something. If you was to say, you know what, I'm really not sure. You say, you know what? All right, how about this? I'll come back tomorrow. If you come back tomorrow, I'll come back tomorrow. I'll bring my supervisor with me and we'll make sure we can get you this and get you that and we can come back tomorrow. Because that's really inconvenient for me, but you know what? This is what I'm willing to do for you. Do you see the key words that I'm saying right there? This is what I'm willing to do, not the company, what I'm willing to do. When people make it personal like that, it draws in. So when these companies say, we honor and respect and we feel so sad about what's happened, and they speak out and they say what they're doing as a company to make changes to show it is to win more graces and to win more attention of what I'll just put it out there like this, what they should have been doing in the first place.
Talk to them.
They did that and they used that to say, you know what, we get it now, as if this wasn't happening at all. Rodney King was televised live in the 90s. That didn't change anyone. Trayvon Martin shot down. That didn't change anything. So it's like now that happens. And they're doing that now because of the climate of social media. Mind you, if social media was not where it was, none of these companies would have been saying anything. None of these companies would have moved. So that's exactly planting seeds for future return of investments. That is the goal. Their goal is to increase their bottom line. And I'm sharing these things because I want whoever's watching as a content creator to, again, everyone, even Andrew, Andrew, you yourself, everyone who is a content creator, your brand value is worth more than YouTube. I'm going to say that. No one ever tells you that. I'll say it. Your brand value is way more worth than YouTube.
Way more worth. And it goes for Twitch streamers. It's one of the things I wanted to touch on too. There's a lot of Twitch streamers that think that all they got to do is just stream and they don't know how to do anything else outside of that. And the thing is, like, you have a brand. If you are a Twitch partner or a Twitch affiliate, or you're someone who's got brand sponsors or whatever, even if you don't have that, if you're streaming, I'm speaking to Twitch streamers because this basically can be applied to anybody, but if you're a Twitch streamer and you think you got to sit there and stream 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, nah. There's something that Harris Heller said recently, him and his editor, Sam. They said that if you're streaming for 8 hours a day to 2 viewers or 3 viewers or even 5, it's a waste of time. A lot of people took that at surface value. I kind of want to dive a little bit deeper in it. Where they were going with that is things, I know, Amy, right? 8 hours, oof. If you're doing that for that long, look at what you're doing with your time, because you could cut that 8-hour stream down to 2 hours or an hour and a half. And what are the things you could be doing to increase your brand, to add some equity to it, learn some new skill sets, right? I'm at a point now. I was having this conversation with Gaming Chick or Power Level Amy. I was having that conversation with her today, where I'm like, I enjoy streaming when I'm doing a podcast. I enjoy streaming when I'm playing something that I don't have to cover. You know, like,
absolutely.
If I'm just like playing Call of Duty, I played Call of Duty yesterday for 2 hours to 2 people watching. I'm having fun doing that. When I'm covering stuff, if I'm just streaming for 8 hours on one game alone, I get tired of it. I'm over here thinking that's 8 hours. That 8 hours could go to me learning something, or learn a new language, a new skill set. I could be learning graphic design, whatever.
That's where I have to put my time differently. And don't get me wrong, the people who will play video games, I tell people, like, yo, you do what your hobby is and what you have. For me, and that's why at the beginning of the podcast I said, for me, I was holding myself back because I put aside, I can't even show it. I don't know if I could even have it screened. I built a lighthouse from scratch on the same program from Blender.
Just hit screen share. You can.
I don't know if I could find it, but I did built a lighthouse from scratch, and I even, if y'all remember my old banner, that controller, all of that I did by myself with Blender. I built all of that myself, but when I started doing gaming more and more often, even with music, that went to the side, man. And it's like, I can't express it. It's like, I don't express everything online because I'm a private person, so I don't say everything that's on my mind. But it's like part of me was feeling like music was dying. That's why I started trying to incorporate music in 2019 and everything. But even with that, it's like, I didn't want to do only just gaming music. You know, don't get me wrong, I love gaming music. You know, I grew up listening to a lot of songs, but part of me wanted to really, I can't reach for it now, like use my the machine, use my keyboard, and really start learning music theory more. But then it's like, you got to get into time to make content and time to do this. And then if you want to talk about my real burnout, that was it. Trying to burn out on my mind, trying to maintain everything. So that's where, you know, I'll say the content creation game and everything, the shift for me now is more so rebuilding of my crafts and everything.
And adding on to that, one of the things that I've come to look at, and it's quite interesting to me, is like, you know, I'm about to have not my first kid, but my wife and I, our first kid together.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you again. One of the things, like, and I've had this conversation with her, where I'm trying to make it to where I'm not throwing out a video every single day, or every single day I'm in this room trying to make something, you know, make a new video, make a new review, blah, blah, blah. Like, because it's easy to get trapped in that. I told her, I want to be able to spend time with you, spend time with the baby, spend time as a family. You know, we got pets, spend time with them, and have a life outside of it. Because I left the working environment. I left corporate America to be able to spend time with my wife, to be able to salvage I almost lost my marriage working 17-hour days, 6 days a week, and 8 hours on the 7th, never being home, always being on call, dealing with people. I don't know how they got that job. I was stressed out. Me and you have talked about this, bro. I
remember,
bro, I left that to be able to do something I love and spend more time with my wife. I can't let content creating, YouTube, streaming, podcasting re-enslave me back to that. And I just won't let it. So if I can make a video, if I can make 2 or 3 videos a week, or 1 video a week, or 1 video every other week, fine. If it is different if I have embargoes, which doing game stuff, you have embargoes, you're obligated to hit that. But if I don't have to throw out a video, I'm not going to. Mm-hmm. It's about what's important. For us, we're in our 30s and we're young, but we got families.
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in this and miss our little ones growing up. Miss time.
Trust me.
Right?
Trust me. That's been something that has crossed my mind a lot, and more so this time during COVID, like with how the world changed due to COVID and everything. Mm-hmm. It made me want to be around family more. There's nothing more annoying when it's like you want to go outside and spend time with your children because they're outside during the work week, but you're plugged behind a computer all day. And then you leave that environment just to be behind another computer for even more hours. It's like there's some days that I don't even want to turn this on now because I'm like, I see a computer way too much. And it's like, you know, I've been taking more time away from things. I've been taking more time off my phone. I've been writing more. I've been journaling more. And one of the things that I'm so serious about within the next 10 years is to flip the dynamic. Shout out to Curtis King, because he said this and I said I'm going to have that for my family. And that's he made sure that he made sure that he did not make his family work around his work, and he's making his work around his family instead.
Amen to that.
And I'm like, that is what I want. I don't ever want, you know, work to ever get in the way of me spending even more time with my family. And it's like last year, the year before, I could say it's like I got overwhelmed and I lost sight of that. And it's like, it's making me, you know, now I'm more, you know, making sure I'm more focused on handling that. So that's why when I see the whole YouTube the whole YouTube thing and how YouTube did their whole we're going to start monetizing your videos and everything. And I'm like, I didn't even budge. And mind you, as I look on YouTube right now, because I stopped, I have not been as active. I'll share this with y'all. I'm 4.1K of watch hours. I'm about to lose my monetization, and I couldn't care less at this point. I couldn't care less. I'm at a different place now where, I have friends who do this full time. And you know what? I honor and respect them. Like, I have friends who are on Twitch who do Twitch full time. I honor and respect them because it's like, y'all made this work. And y'all develop a system and everything. And I'm just looking at it. I'm like, you know what? It's like, it's encouraging when you have friends who do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because that makes me say, well, you know what? They're doing something that makes them happy. They're doing something that they can keep on doing. And that's why I don't ever, you don't hear me bash people, anymore. Like, I used to do it before, and I was wrong for that. But I don't bash people anymore. I'm just putting more stock into me growing and making sure that I'm going to do the best thing that I can.
The older we get, the more we focus on what's important.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's bro, you know me, man. I've had some beefs with some folks, and I look back on it now, and I'm like, I could have just said nothing. I could have just went about it a whole different way because
listen, man. It was when Kobe Bryant passed away. Yeah. There was someone that was a moment where I didn't expect Kobe to pass away. He was way too young.
Yeah.
And that did hit me hard. I didn't share too much with anyone, but it made me reevaluate life. And I legit, contacted, and it's like not too long before that. It's not too long, like Nipsey passed before him. Yeah. So it's like when I saw that, there was one person that him and I weren't on the best terms. Because we had a blowout live on Twitter, I publicly apologized to him. Even though it wasn't about who started what and everything, it was like, yo, the words of the late Christopher Wallace, Biggie Smalls. You said, I'll never wish death on nobody because there ain't no coming back from him. And it's like, when he said that about Tupac, it made me say, you know what? Let me go and rectify this. Let me go ahead and just publicly apologize for that whole situation. Yeah. And since then, we've been cool. Like, there's no beefs whatsoever. And it's like, I've been, for the year 2020, I just been changing much how I move. I know a lot of people may not agree with everything that I may do. And it's respect, I don't expect people to. But it's like, it makes me just look at life through a different lens altogether. And it's like, more and more I'm seeing like, yo, tomorrow's not promised for anybody. It's like, I almost lost a family member due to COVID this year. I almost lost, other relatives and friends. I had people that, I heard passed away that I was connected to. So it's like, it's not easy, when you see stuff like that. So it's like, when you really look at things, for me, because I'm in the position that I am, it was easy for me to say, let me lay aside this gaming and let me see what I can do to be a better voice towards people and more, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to just say impactful, but more purposeful. There we go.
Okay. More
purposeful towards the people that I am around. And people stay. And if people don't, it's respect and it's all love.
Yeah. had two people this year pass away. My friend Adam Corlick.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, my friend Adam Corlick, content creator, YouTuber. He came out here to Hawaii, stayed at my place, kicked it with me, brought his mom out. His mom was like a second mom to me, and super close, super cool with her. It reminds me a lot of my mom. And then the next thing, a couple months later, she passed away. And I had just been talking to her week and a half prior. Wow. And it's like, she's gone. And then one of the people that used to be in my community, shout out to Jeff. His username was My Name is Jeff. And he came around when I was on Twitch, when I was streaming Final Fantasy on Twitch, and when I used to stream on YouTube more regularly. And, he's active in my Discord and just on my content in general. And he was like a friend. He actually taught me how to be better at Final Fantasy. And, we had exactly Game & Check. We stopped hearing from him. We heard he got sick. We didn't know what it was, and then we found out. He showed up on one stream and he said he had COVID. And his twin showed up in the stream, was like, "Hey, you need to go rest. This and this." And then for like a month and a half, and Game & Check, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was like a month and a half. We didn't hear anything from him. So I remember on one stream, I'm over here like, I was like, "Yo, where's has anyone heard from Jeff?" Because you know how it is. Like, you get a smaller community, you have that more connected.
I get it.
Yeah. So then nobody heard from him, and then 2 days later, on my wife Lehua's stream, his twin showed up, and he was like, "I just wanted to let you guys know Jeff passed away."
Oh, man.
And we were like, all right, where's the punchline? Like, and it was real. And it was this is why I said, like, this year has been very revelatory for me, because it's put a lot of stuff in perspective. If I had beefs with anyone, like I told you before, I cleared up a beef with me and OJ. Because I made a lot of mistakes on that, and I can own up to that. I handled that poorly. That was between me and him. Didn't need to go public. Didn't need a video. All this YouTube drama, beefs, and creator drama. It don't mean nothing, because just like that, we can be gone. And
yes,
it's scary to me to think that I could have bad blood with somebody and all I got to do is clear it up. But what if I don't get that chance? What if I don't wake up? What if I'm going to the store, I get in a car accident? Yeah. What if I'm not here? What if someone I care for is not here? Like my dad, I don't have a good relationship with my dad. I've been through some real bad shit from my dad. He's put me through a lot. He's got COVID right now. I'm not close with him. As my dad, I love him. As a person, I struggle to respect him. But I don't wish that on him. And I've reached out to him recently. I'm like, look, I know we don't talk, but I want you to get through this. I need you to be here, not just for me, not just for your granddaughter from me, but for the family, for people who need you. So, and I'm saying this to everybody. If you got beef with somebody or whatever, let that shit go. If you can. Because tomorrow's not promised. It's not.
It's not. It's not at all. And like what you just said is that exact reason. It's like I don't take another breath I have for granted, which is why I've been more open, spiritually on Twitter. I've been more open on Facebook about different things because I don't know if I'm going to wake up tomorrow. It's like in Maryland, and in fact, this wasn't far from where Rodrigo lives. Literally, a plane fell on a house. I'm not joking. This literally happened. It happened this year in the news. It's like a plane literally crashed into a house. No one made that out alive. It's like stuff like that. It's like you would think it's like random stuff like that doesn't happen, and it does. It's like I could be in the car and everything. Lord forbid. It's like you got people who, like you said, the car accidents and everything. I don't know when my last day is, or I don't know when the last day of the people I care about is, which is why it makes me be more intentional about the way I live and the way I want to be effective. It's like I look back, there's mistakes that I've made that I wish I would have handled better or would have did differently. Yeah. From last year, the year before, and even years before that. But it's like one thing I've learned, man, and it's what you're doing right now. It's the true testament is more so how we move forward with the decisions that we did make. Because the thing is, no one can turn back time. So it's like the best thing that we can do is move forward. The best thing we can do is make sure that we are letting go, letting go and making sure that we are being the best that we can be. And also not only the best that we can be, but also humble enough to own up to, our wrongs, in different situations.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Last thing.
Go for it, man.
Last thing I shared this on the stream, and so I'm almost 5 years in remission from cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Last couple weeks to a month, occasionally this has started to happen, but I started bleeding. I used to have colorectal cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Bleeding is not good. It could be a sign of relapse. I'm praying I'm not in relapse. I know my my health hasn't been great lately. So I'm putting this out there for anybody who's watching, because I've been doing this privately, but I'll do it publicly. If there's anybody I've offended or upset, or we've had beef, or if I had hard feelings towards you, I let it go. Because I may not be here. I may not be here. If this is what I think it is, I don't know if I can make it through another radiation. I barely made it through the last set. So I just want to clear the air with folks. I'm doing it publicly. I've been doing a lot of it privately, but
I'm definitely going to join you and keep you in prayer about that, and not just for you, but for your father as well. What you shared about that, man, because yeah, as I shared with you, man, your podcast, if this episode isn't a testament of how I don't know even how we got here, first of all, but if this isn't a testament of your podcast being important, because how do we talk about music? And it's like, I guess this is just signs of our friendship because we usually dip into this is just a regular conversation for us. But bro, as I share with you privately things, regarding my family and the struggles that we had and everything, and you share with this me publicly, man, I definitely want to let you know, man, it's like you got me on Twitter, you also got my phone number, like literally call me if you need anything. That's the first time I'm hearing this. You're even telling me this, man, and it's like I feel for you, man. Like I feel for you. And I'm definitely gonna keep you and your father in prayer for full recovery, and for you to get back into remission. My father had COVID earlier this year, and he survived. And like you, he's also a cancer survivor.
That makes it harder.
Yeah,
it makes it a lot harder. His immune system ain't what it was prior to cancer, so
yeah, and but he didn't. The thing is, he didn't have to do radiation. He didn't go that route. He juiced.
Oh.
He juiced. And I'm only reason why I am sharing this because he publicly shared this information with people. So, and I'm not even giving out his name, but I'm just but I am sharing the fact that he did juice, and every morning now he has 2 drinks, a green drink and a fruit drink every single morning. And he's been cancer free for about 15, almost 20 years now. So I'll say it's to what you're going through and everything. I would say that could be an option for you as well, as you do what you have to do and everything. But our diets and even our mindsets, really do help with a lot of things.
True. To put this back on a positive spin.
This guy.
To wind down to the last topic I want to talk about is
what's up?
Chillcast, man. What happened with it? What was good? What's the story?
All right. So, as you know, the Chillcast was over 2 years old, and
over 100 episodes. Y'all were killing it.
Over 100 episodes. We made it even past 110. I think we made it up to 117, 118, maybe 120 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot changes in 2 years.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm not the same person I was 2 years ago. Neither is Rob, neither is Josh, neither is NX, neither is Nick, neither is Chips. We're all growing. We're all growing as individuals, and our lifestyles have been changing as well. So to do that consistently for all of us to still be on and still give you all the same quality show, it wasn't palatable anymore, because people have different things they want to do on different days. People have different schedules now. People have different life schedules. Nick couldn't be on almost all the time because, as you all know, he worked. Yeah. And, even the same with Chips. Chips, he was working from home. He'll take a call and, mute out. And it's like, it wasn't working out for everybody. It wasn't going to work out for everyone like that. So we mutually all agreed as a group that it'll be best for us to shut down the Chillcast, but the Chill Squad remains, that we're all still great friends and we still look out for each other. Just a few days ago, Chips and Josh did a collab video for Spider-Man Miles Morales. So if you all are definitely interested into that game, or you want to know more about that, definitely go check out their review. Because, I actually liked their review a lot. It was really good. yeah, so we're still looking to work together on a few things. I can't mention too much, because things aren't fully out there, but there is going to be times where we will still be doing collabs with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's all.
Okay. So I mean, we covered a lot in the last 2 hours, man. So
man, this was a joy to be back, man. It's yeah, it was a joy to be back. But listen, this is a trend that always happens with our podcast. If you notice, the first episode we talked about we have deep dives like this. This is a trend on your podcast. If you notice what I'm on, the very first time we talked about how I went from being homeless to where I was at that point. The second time we spoke about when people who are trolls and everything in the chat and everything, we don't necessarily recognize that they may not have a mother or a father parental figure at home to watch over them. And they may be in some harsh conditions that's really making them like those are maybe that may not be the case, but we had a serious talk with a deep dive with that guy. And here we are with this. This is something that I've noticed has happened where we start talking about something and it gets very deep, and we did not intend on it.
Yeah.
This is a trend. I'm just letting you know that. This didn't happen on Beats for Breakfast, but it happens on the Mekel Kasanova Podcast. So I just want to make sure I point that out. But no, man, I thank you for inviting me on and having me on. Yeah. And open to be on here again, man. It's good talking with you, man. It's good to, hear ideas and everything, and we share what we believe in everything. So it's like, definitely appreciate you having me, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. We say this all the time to each other privately, but we mean it when we say that we appreciate each other, because
definitely,
in the years we've known each other, how many years it's been now? 4 years, 3 years?
It's been going on. It's going on 3. It's 2 something, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, we met each other in 2018.
It feels longer.
It does. It feels like that with a lot of you all. Actually, it feels like I've known you all a lot longer.
For real. Shout out to the Game and Chick, Power Love Amy. So y'all have some amazing conversation.
Thank you, Amy.
This is the conversations we have privately.
Yeah, it is, and I definitely appreciate these types of conversations, because it's only on your podcast. Like, I feel like I worry. It's like, oh man, I'm gonna be tired because I didn't get no rest from work after 8 p.m. I probably took like 5-10 minutes to lay down for a second. I spent a good hour or about a good hour and 10 minutes seasoning food.
Where my plate at?
Soon. Yeah, so I spent a lot of time seasoning food, and yeah, that food's gonna be good tomorrow. That's in the fridge marinating. I'm going to cook. Y'all see, I'll put up the final pictures on Twitter tomorrow. Don't worry.
Okay, so you FedExing that? You gonna send it up? So how am I getting my plate?
Listen, man. Now I've been listening to gaming news, but I heard enough that FedEx they be stealing PS5s and they may steal your food. So I did hear about that at least.
I've had some people that's personally happened to in and outside the industry. So that's wild. Wild.
That's wild. But yeah, man. But yeah.
Anything you want to plug? Anything you working on?
You know what? I would just say y'all can check out my latest videos.
Okay.
Y'all can check out my latest videos. Right now, I'm working on I'm working on lo-fi beats, but I'm gonna definitely branch out to doing more, different types of beats and everything while incorporating Blender artwork as time lapses as I'm making that music. So you get to see me build a scene, a 3D art scene, while a beat is playing in the background. And I figured I wanted to take that route because most people either have an anime GIF playing over and over again, or they have they just have a beat visualizer, and I wanted to do something different. So it's requiring me to spend more time making the video, but hey, I feel like this is a lane that nobody is doing, and I want to take advantage of doing it. So yeah,
definitely. And where can people find you, man?
Oh, y'all can find me on every platform at Avidan Smith because I'm on DistroKid. So Spotify, you can find me on Spotify. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Twitch. Well, Twitch is like old videos, so we're on Twitch. You can find me on Apple Music. You can find me on iTunes. You can find me on every distributed platform. You can find me on Amazon Music. You can find me pretty much on every platform at Avidan Smith. And if you want to watch some Beats for Breakfast interviews, youtube.com/Beats for Breakfast.
All right. Ooh. And y'all can find this episode of the Kasanova Podcast along with every episode on all platforms. If you're watching it live here on YouTube or you're watching it live on Twitch, hey, it's there. youtube.com/Mekel Kasanova and twitch.tv/Mekel Kasanova. You can catch it in audio format over on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Y'all can follow along with me. If you're watching, we're going to go like this. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Amazon Music, and coming soon to Podcast One. That being said, my brother, it's always a pleasure having you on, man. We got to make this more often. We need to do one. Me, you, Nintendo, and just I think that we got a lot of things you could talk about.
Listen, don't do that. Don't do that. That the internet would explode, man.
But with that being said, if anyone ain't got questions, if y'all got questions, drop them. Definitely. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Nintendo said, he said, let's do it.
Christmas break.
You got.
Listen, I'm off. I'm gonna be doing a lot. I'm gonna be doing a lot Christmas break. Well, that time of the season.
Oh man, we definitely gotta do it. But yeah, if y'all enjoyed this and you're watching it here on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button. Actually, no, don't. I'm not gonna tell you to make sure you do it. You do it if you want to.
That's what I stopped. I stopped doing that.
Right. If you go ahead.
I gotta ask, how many people noticed that I changed up the outro? I stopped saying if you like this video, hit that like. I stopped saying that. I just cut it to you. Make sure you share this with a friend. That's question: ham or turkey? I'm going with the turkey.
Turkey all day. But the question is, how are you making the turkey?
Oh, there's so many ways you can make the turkey, man. See, listen, there's so many ways you can make the turkey, man. There's so many ways you can make the turkey. Let's see. You could fry it. You could bake it in the oven. You could pan fry the turkey. Man, you could sear the turkey, smoke it. That's how you know he that's that country boy in him coming out. That's the country boy in him coming out.
Oh man.
But nah, it's all good though.
Deep fried jalapeno turkey.
I never even heard about that.
My uncle Larry makes it. Anytime I go back to Tennessee, he makes a deep fried jalapeno turkey. It is just yo, he said I'm from the South.
Oh man, you gotta love Nick. You gotta love Nick.
All right, so before we get into the trouble, if y'all enjoyed it, it's if you want to. If you really liked it, there's a like button. If you loved it, you can sub. You do what you think is best. I ain't gonna tell you, because when people tell me to do something, I'm like, no.
I don't want to do it anymore.
Right.
Nah, I'm joking. I get it though. But nah, I'll say this. If you all did enjoy the video, do something better. Yeah. Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you enjoyed about the video, about the podcast. So we thank y'all for coming out. Thank you so much.
For real. With that being said, people, this is Avidan and Mekel. We signing out. Y'all have a good one. And hey, go ahead. You do your outro right now. Do it. Do it for old time's sake.
If y'all, this is for his video, so I'll do it for his video. If y'all like this video, make sure you hit that like button. Mm-hmm. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And most of all, you make sure you share this with a friend. This is Avidan and Mekel Kasanova, and we are out. Take care, y'all.
Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. I hope it was informative, engaging, and you enjoyed it. And if you did, make sure you go ahead and leave a rating and a review. It greatly helps out the podcast and helps the platforms that we're on go ahead and promote us more so that more people can check it out. And if you're wondering what all platforms we're on, aside from what you've listened to it on, we're available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Pandora, Spotify, Amazon Music, and more. And if you want to support the podcast, then we've got Patreon, so patreon.com/Mekel Kasanova, which allows us to continue doing what we're doing. If you're looking for this in video format, we're also available on twitch.tv/Mekel Kasanova, as well as youtube.com/Mekel Kasanova. So with all that being said, I'll catch you on the next episode of Hawaii's #1 podcast and the #1 podcast in the Pacific, the Kasanova Podcast. You have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.